Hi, how are you? I hope you're having a good Thursday and everything is well in your world. Please like, please subscribe if you're new here. I doubt you're new here because I trust that you lovely revisiting people always wait for my uploads, which is very, very sweet. I'm joking. Um, England, England, I want to talk about Ireland as well. I want to talk about moving into the World Cup. We're not surprised that England won the Arnold Clark Cup last night against Belgium. Another flawless performance from England. I can't fault them. If I were to find a little fault, we all know it's maybe that midfield area. There's an opportunity there. It's becoming a place where people can start competing for, because if you're without Kieran Walsh, there's an area of weakness there. It's not that weak, but it's maybe the weakest area that England should be working on. Maybe you disagree with that, but going forward and in defence, England are pretty blessed. Maybe another decent defender in there wouldn't be an awful shout either. But well done to the Lionesses, now up to 29 games unbeaten under Serena Wiegman. The fact that she came in before the Arnold Clark Cup last year and they haven't lost a single game is just so impressive. I also think you've got to, and it's not often the FA get a lot of credit, but they're starting to maybe get it right and making sure that they're really investing properly and seeing that change in their women in football. And you're starting to see the talent and the growth and the change in how they're now leading the way and actually looking ahead to a World Cup. Australia and New Zealand, I sit here today and think England win that tournament. I do, because we're seeing that there's problems within the US team. We're seeing what's going on with Canada at the minute. I know there are other stronger teams. You know, Sweden would be up there. England wiped the floor with them as well at the Euros. So many teams are brilliant teams, but England has that X factor. And I'd say Serena Wiegman is the most important ingredient in that. She is a bit of a genius. The fact that she could be going into a World Cup having won 2 back-to-back Euros, and with this on the horizon, it would go down as one of the all-time greatest management achievements I think ever in football. So they're on the right track, that is for sure. And sitting here as a Scotswoman who's supporting Ireland at the World Cup, it hurts to say it out loud. I'm joking, it doesn't hurt. I'm pleased that the fact that England are doing this, everything else is moving and bubbling along nicely, and all of these players deserve the credit. Leah Williamson, you know, when she came into the England squad, she hadn't played so many minutes, but then when she was made captain, and I questioned that at the time because I looked around at all the other players and I thought Millie Bright would have been maybe a better option just because of what she was doing at her club, and her record of playing for England as well was that above Leah Williamson's. But she's now picked up 3 pieces of silverware since going in as captain, which is just special. All, like I say, the ingredients are all there, and they honoured their win last night in the Arnold Clark Cup to June Mead, Beth Mead's mum, which was lovely. And they just make all the right stances along the board, don't they? So it's good to see. And they're always setting an example. Some of the things we learned from England in the Arnold Clark Cup. Lauren James is a freak, and she is the future of England. I remember I've said this before, Farah Williams had said years ago that she is the future of the England squad, and then of course when she moved to Chelsea we didn't see her for almost the season, but things are right now. Obviously you've got to give credit to Emma Hayes and the job that she's done with Lauren James, but a wonderful player to watch, so talented, and like a joy to watch, is brilliant. Rachel Daly can play striker. We had this discussion yesterday with Girls on the Ball at 90 Min's WSL Talks. Jump across there on the 90 Min YouTube channel and you can watch that video through. But I think Rachel Daly does go to the World Cup as a defender, but knowing that she can be utilised up front in the way that she is brilliant. I'm going to sneeze. Alessia Russo, a lot of people are still happy with. You know, of course, she brings that experience in an England shirt. She's stepped up on the big stage and she hasn't let her side down, her club or her country. Again, great options to have. We spoke about midfield. Perhaps there's an area there that players can start working their way into. Katie Zellum, she missed out in the Euros. She got subbed on and started a game, didn't she? During the Arnold Clark Cup. Jordan Nobbs got the call up with Frank Kirby being out injured. Jordan made one sub in this tournament, and Laura Coombs as well got a full game, and Serena Wiegmann saying that she was pretty happy with that as well. We will monitor that area. That's the interesting one, isn't it? Also the youngsters coming in, it's, you know, the future of the Lionesses going forward is bright. Katie Robinson, plaudits to her, a lovely young woman, and she's doing her talking on the pitch as well. She got an assist in the game, which was brilliant to see. And Jess Park, of course, you know, the astounding talent is Jess Park. I felt that she had a quieter kind of tournament, but going forward, it looks like they could be part of that squad. Alex Greenwood as well, again a player that we didn't see feature heavily at the Euros, but she is part of the team and part of that squad. She can play at centre back or left back. You know, if you do see Rachel Daly move up front, Greenwood is a solid option to have there. Maybe it's something we will see more of moving forward. Perhaps a few of you had mentioned in the comments in the last video about Alessia Russo and Rachel Daly. Perhaps it is the kind of Ellen White, Alessia Russo duo now moving forward, is that Rachel Daly starts up front and then Alessia Russo comes on as the super sub and impacts the game the way she did in the Euros, and Greenwood plays at left back. All these wonderful options for Serena Wiegmann to have, but fair play to the Lionesses. They're all over the papers today, all over the websites, all on the radio. Incredible job. Looking at the World Cup team as well, it's been announced that, well, yesterday, Haiti, they've made it into Group D, so they joined England, Denmark and China. Republic of Ireland played China just yesterday in Marbella. We'll get to that in just a second, but they have, Haiti have, well, they'll be the underdogs of that group, the underdogs of the competition. They're ranked 55th in the FIFA rankings, and an incredible journey, like so many teams, to make it to the World Cup. And they've got the young star that's Melchie Dumoni, and she plays for Reims. She's going to Lyon. She's a midfielder, and she's joining Lyon this summer. So many players we're seeing coming in, and it's just going to be such an exciting World Cup. And I'm excited to see what else England have to offer. You know my thoughts on where they go moving forward. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to the World Cup now. It's just around the corner, and having so many different conversations with different people in media, and what I'm going to be doing while I'm out there. And I'm just like, oh, the fact that we're going to be at that opening game is so blooming exciting. That's going to be the vlog of dreams, let me tell you. Also, I want to speak about Ireland, because they have been away for just over 12 days during the international break as well. Scotland, we know they've been away in the Pinatar Cup, but Ireland and going to the World Cup, I'm going to be closely monitoring them for obvious reasons. They played a game behind closed doors. Like I say, the result of that hadn't come out, so we won't mention it. They played the Germans, so I'll give you a guess of what happened, and you'll be right. And then they played China yesterday. A few people in the comments and on Twitter wondering where you can watch Ireland play their friendlies and their games. Often on RTE, if not every single game will be on RTE. They've got a great app. If you download that, you can watch the games in full there, and it's always a nice output, nice Irish accents to be enjoyed. And Aoife Mannion, she played and started in that game against China yesterday. Also Marissa Shiva and Della Harp getting their call-ups to this camp and making appearances. So again, Ireland starting to show what they're doing moving forward to the World Cup. Vera Pauw getting that experience with other players to see how they work. It ended a goalless draw against China, and China are a sight to be reckoned with. They're of course in England's Group D at the World Cup. And fair play to Ireland, they kept the clean sheet. I do wonder about Ireland, because it feels like defensively they are strong, but what else have they got to offer moving forward? It feels like they need Leanne Kiernan back. It feels like they are missing maybe a Jesu, something like that. And hopefully they will be back for injury and make it to a camp ahead of the World Cup. And the likeliness of that with their injuries will be, it will be hard to imagine, but they will be so hungry to get their way back into the squad. Again, Ireland have so much experience, and Diane Caldwell, of course, captain Katie McCabe, even my sister Risha Littlejohn, she came on and she got, I think, maybe 20 minutes yesterday. So they do have so many experienced players, But the journey that Ireland have been on, from striking not so long ago, to go to the World Cup now, and to know they're going to be in Australia and opening that game in Sydney against Australia is an absolute sight. So you really want to see those changes now happening within that squad, and you really want to see them start to move forward. So when they get to the World Cup and they play the Matildas, who won their competition as well during the international break, that it is a brilliant game of football. Like we say, defensively they're strong, but Ireland going forward, we want to see those moments of magic. We know Katie McCabe has them in her locker as well. But yeah, Denise O'Sullivan as well. I want to see a bit more. You know, I want to see it just that tiny little bit more. So there's another camp, I believe, in April, and then there's the kind of send-off games, I believe. So it's not a lot of time to turn things around. But you can let me know your thoughts as well. Anything you would like to add, please stick it in the comments. And I will be back with you very, very soon. But fair play to England, and come on Ireland, let's go to the World Cup and tear it up.